Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something super practical, something a lot of you have been asking for. We are unpacking exactly how to navigate the Vermont DMV online to renew your vehicle registration. We're going to break down the whole digital system so you can get those tags updated as fast and painlessly as possible.
I mean, look, are you just completely tired of long lines at the DMV? Because we've literally all been there, right? Taking time out of a crazy busy day, sitting in one of those incredibly uncomfortable plastic chairs, just staring at a tiny paper ticket waiting for your number to be called. It's a universal feeling of dread. But what if I told you that you could skip that waiting room entirely? Today, you're going to learn exactly how you can securely and legally renew your vehicle registration online in Vermont, right from the comfort of your couch.
So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Skipping the DMV line, 2. Before you click Renew, 3. Navigating the portal, 4. Troubleshooting, 5. Costs and fees, and finally 6. Post-renewal steps. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Skip the DMV line. Embracing the MyDMV digital era.
It is actually genuinely amazing how much Vermont has totally transformed its core vehicle registration services. The state made this huge transition into a highly unified digital architecture called MyDMV. This centralized, cloud-enabled web app is specifically designed to slash administrative headaches, eliminate geographical barriers, and seriously speed up your transaction times. The whole idea is just to make the process seamless and fast, basically saving us all from that dreaded trip into town. Moving right along to Section 2, Before you click Renew, Essential Prerequisites and Statutory Limits.
Okay, so before you even start clicking around, you're going to need 3 key things ready to go, to avoid getting instantly rejected by the system. Think of this as your digital toolkit. First up, you need active Vermont auto insurance that meets state minimums. For those keeping track, that's $25,000 for bodily injury per person, $50,000 per accident, and $10,000 for property damage. Second, if your registration is already expired, it has to be expired for fewer than 10 months. Any longer, and you can't use the online portal. And third, you need to have physical possession of your old registration certificate right there with you.
Now, there is a major exception here that you definitely need to be aware of. If you happen to drive a heavy commercial vehicle, and by that I specifically mean one registered at 55,000 pounds or more, you actually cannot renew online. This is because of the heavy vehicle use tax. The state legally requires a manual verification of your federal IRS Form 2290 to prove you paid this tax. So those high-weight commercial registrations, they still have to be processed through the central office.
We also have a super important edge case for any military members stationed in Vermont. Under the Code of Federal Regulations, specifically 32 CFR Part 634, maintaining an active state registration and valid insurance is absolutely mandatory if you want to keep your privately owned vehicle privileges on base. So, staying on top of this online renewal process ensures you don't accidentally lose your base access just because of a lapsed registration.
Let's look at Section 3, Navigating the Portal, Choosing Your Renewal Pathway.
When you first jump into the MyDMV portal, you've got to choose a pathway. The non-login or express pathway is perfect for super rapid transactions where you are making absolutely zero changes to your vehicle details or your profile. It's just in and out. On the flip side, the logged-in account pathway requires you to link a MyVermont single sign-on profile. Now sure, this takes a second longer, but it's totally essential if you need to update your mailing address or if you need to request replacement plates. So just choose the one that fits your specific needs for today.
Once you're in, the steps are actually really straightforward. Step 1, you select your path. Step 2, and please pay close attention here, you must enter your name perfectly. Like if your current license says Peggy Sue with a hyphen, you absolutely must type Peggy Sue with a hyphen into the portal. The validation engine does not mess around, it is very strict. Step 3, you'll self-certify that you hold an active auto insurance policy. And finally, Step 4, you simply process your digital payment.
Section 4, Troubleshooting, Beating the Common Digital Roadblocks.
So you might be cruising right along through the application, and then suddenly you just hit a wall, and this exact message pops up on your screen, waiting for a response from an external service. Ugh. This is a real-world frustration drawn straight from actual user experiences. It usually happens when the portal times out because it's trying to establish a connection with external federal databases or payment networks.
So how do we actually bypass these annoying technical glitches? Well, first, to avoid those frustrating timeouts, maybe try processing your renewal during off-peak hours. Second, fix any data entry incongruity. You want to double-check, then triple-check that your name and your social security number perfectly match what the DMV has on file. Third, make sure you're using a clean modern web browser. Think Chrome or Safari. And honestly, using an incognito window can really help here. And finally, disable any aggressive VPNs or ad blockers you might have running because they can actually block essential security scripts and just totally break the payment forms.
Section 5. Costs and Fees. Understanding Payment Structures.
Now, it is actually fascinating to contrast the different administrative channels you can use. Doing it online is incredibly fast, and it gives you a 10-day temporary printout, but you do face a 2.3% credit card surcharge. Going to a local town clerk, that gives you a 60-day temporary certificate, but they charge their own municipal handling fee. Mail-in renewals allow for comprehensive changes with zero surcharges if you pay by check, but you don't get an immediate temporary printout. And an in-person visit gets you your permanent plates immediately, but again, paying with plastic triggers that same 2.3% card fee.
As for the baseline cost itself, well, you can expect the standard one-year base registration fee for a typical pleasure car in Vermont to be exactly $89.
But keep in mind, your total checkout price might look a little different depending on a couple of factors. Your payment breakdown is obviously going to include that base registration fee, but it might also tack on an EV infrastructure fee if you happen to drive an electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. And then, of course, there's that 2.3% card processing fee we just mentioned, which offsets the digital merchant costs. But hey, here is an actionable, time-saving insider secret for you. If you choose to pay via an ACH transfer directly from your bank account online, you can actually skip that 2.3% card fee entirely.
Section 6. Post-renewal steps. Crucial timelines to keep you street legal.
So, once your online renewal is complete, you are officially on a pretty strict chronological countdown. On day 1, you can print out a temporary certificate, but remember, it's only valid for 10 days. By day 15, you've hit your absolute deadline to obtain your mandatory annual safety and emissions inspection. And day 60, that's the hard deadline to notify the DMV if your permanent tags somehow get lost in the mail. If you wait past 60 days to tell them, you are legally required to pay a $20 replacement fee to get those credentials.
And this timeline brings up a really critical rule that catches so many drivers totally off guard at the inspection station. So please hear this loud and clear. Do not bring a digital receipt or a temporary online payment confirmation to your mechanic. To actually complete your state safety check, you must present a valid, unexpired physical paper registration. You literally have to wait for it to arrive in the physical mail before you can authorize that testing sequence.
As we wrap up this explainer, I do need to give you a quick disclaimer. Administrative structures, fees, and digital systems are, of course, always subject to change. So please remember to always verify current fees, timelines, and the fine print directly on the official Vermont DMV website. And certainly, consult a professional if you have a highly specific situation. But honestly, by understanding this digital infrastructure, preparing your documents beforehand, and knowing exactly how to troubleshoot those common errors, you are now completely equipped to handle this task with total ease. No more waiting rooms, no more terrible plastic chairs. Are you ready to bypass the lines and manage your vehicle registration on your own terms? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and safe driving out there.